I want to see if I can do a short video where I stick to one point or so. I'm okay with 3 different points. I think it's appropriate maybe to talk about the channel itself. Currently, it's channel UN. This is something I started in 2006. I mean, I registered it, Never put a video up because perfectionism, anxiety, all the issues, the mental problems that go with moving forward. So this is pervasive in my life. Around 2010, I did a test upload of a 3-second clip of something, nothing really, and then immediately deleted it. I was like, oh, okay, so that's how you do that. And then that was it until 2 days ago, the first actual video with content. And so that's good because it's not a good video. It's not anything special. That's what I need to do. It's good for me to put up crappy videos of nothing. That's an achievement of mine. So if I did a highly polished video, yeah, that's no problem. I don't have a problem polishing a video and doing it. I don't know why I can't. And that issue is more of I'm all over the place with different projects, and then I come back to them like, where was I with this? And so if I try to polish things, it just doesn't work. So, that's that. But YouTube is really the best setup because what it should be about is presenting yourself. Here's coherent messages with X. I mean, obviously YouTube allows all the nonsensical forms of communication, but this is the right way to do it. You can make a video. It's about something. Anyway, I'm blithering. So that's where I am. I am trying to save the world. And so that's the kind of thing I'm thinking about. Big thoughts that involve everybody, absolute sustainability. And so when I say sustainability, you might think, oh, is he talking about like environmental sustainability? Because we're used to hearing it that way. Basically, this movement, this fascism that I call it, because it's a fascist movement, it's what they call woke. I mean, I guess properly it could be called intersectionalism. I'm not sure. We have a real problem here. We have a fascist takeover of the Western world that's occurred in many countries, including the United States, and we're not dealing with this appropriately. So, on the one hand, if you are supportive of the fascists, I'm not supportive of your rights. I mean, other than your basic rights. So I'm supportive of you, but not beyond the basics. I don't have any issue with you. You are essentially an enemy of mine. You've wished for my destruction, and I know that you don't realize that, but you have wished for my destruction, and then of course your own. You don't realize what you're doing. So it's not a hatred that I have for you, although there is an animosity. I mean, you're attacking me, and you're accusing me of what you yourself are doing in every which way, and so there's a disgust and animosity, just like you'd have with a Holocaust denier. If someone was genuinely denying that any kind of, Holocaust type thing happened at all, that would be repulsive. But what's the big deal? I mean, some guy thinks some crazy thought. It's sickening. But it's not like you're gonna just be doing the right thing. I guess it doesn't really matter to me what you think. So of the people that are brainwashed fascist left wings, I'm talking about, because yes, there are right wing fascists, but that is not a problem. In fact, that will probably never be a problem. Well, I mean, it could of course be a problem, 100 years from now or something. But right now, that's what. Well, I mean, I guess that's what I'm seeing is that we're all moving in supportive of the right wing fascism because we'll allow anything that's not supportive of the left wing fascism. And so this is the same, the age old issue of where you're stuck in this. Thank you. It is now 70% of the day. So the time is, great, this is very helpful. But so it's 70. That's how you would do time. That's how untime works. And there you have that. Good Lord. Oh, a checklist. Yes, of course. See, now that I'm actually doing things, and here's the thing. I've had checklists in the past. Like a year ago, I remember, oh, well, we're going to turn the AC off. Like everything I've had to do since the video started. Turn the AC off, charge the battery. Anyway, but at least I'm doing it, and I'll, hopefully submit something. And maybe if I could keep doing something every day, we'll go somewhere with this. But meanwhile, the problem. So, in other words, this is again, I've said this already in these videos. This idea that it's not the evil people doing evil things. That's their job. The job of left-wing fascists is to be brainwashed left-wing fascists. That's not a problem. That's how they're supposed to be. It's us, the adults in the room. When we react to that, we need to say, wait a minute, we're not going to just react. If a child comes at you and, I don't throw something at you, you don't throw something back at them, right? You know what I mean? And, if you're a barbarian who has no training or concern about what's going on, or if they're not your children, maybe. But if you care about those children, and so that's what we have. We have people that don't care about the Democrats. They don't care about these left-wing fascists. They just think, to hell with them, because they would kill us in a heartbeat. They would kill every one of us. And of course, we all understand what they're setting up would kill themselves. They don't understand what they're doing. And this is a problem with progressives in general, progressives meaning moving forward. Okay, so we need to have an established semantics so that I don't have to stop every time and go, okay, when I say sustainability, I mean actual sustainability. I use words like they mean, what they are, the words, not the labels. So sustainability means something that is able to be sustained. And that's the goal. In other words, how that ties into caring about your enemies, which you would think Christians would be all over, right? But no, they're of course not. They're the Constantine Christians. So, the execute your mother Christians. And again, I'm off track. So we have, you care about people. Sustainability requires that the Democrats, we can't just murder the Democrats. We can't just take over, okay, and then kill everybody who we disagree with. It would be nice. It's not that it's not deserved. My God, your brain can justify anything. So of course these are fascists that have betrayed us all and openly, in every social media platform, just as clear as day, they have declared that they are openly fascist. They laugh at people who are trying to point out the problems with what they're doing. And there's no getting through to them. These people are just asking for it. And on top of that, they've said it's okay to punch fascists in the face. It's okay to just, when a fascist is not looking in the middle of public, they're walking down the street, you can go up and bludgeon them in the face. And so now they are fascists. They're openly telling you this is how we should treat them. So it's beyond justified. But that doesn't strategically help us, because we should look at what's sustainable. And what is strategic for us in all cases, really, with your enemies, any enemy, you should be caring about their, I try to come up with the three things in the three categories of reality. Like the physical reality, you should want them to be safe, is not it, maybe? Comfortable, respected was the third. Socially, we want them to feel respected. So we want to respect people who are woke, left-wing fascist, intersectionalist, whatever you want to call it. If I ever refer to fascist, that's what I'm talking about. The fascism du jour, not some 10 people in a room somewhere that'll never take hold. I'm talking about the ones that have taken over every institution in the United States. You would think that's the one that everyone's aware of, but and then the right wing can't handle it. You hear fascist, they think they're fascist. They identify with it now. There's a major problem with not understanding what words are and how they work. And so strategically for our enemies, we want respect for them. we want them to be comfortable. Like physically, that's physically the comfort. We want them to be comfortable. Mentally, we want them to be at peace. We don't want them to be defensive. So that's what we want. Now, what are we getting? Anybody that goes online, you see nothing but hatred towards Democrats and left-wing people. And it's like laughing at them and this kind of, and I've seen people even say that they should be ridiculed. We should ridicule them and, en masse as much as we can. And that's the dumbest way to do it. But this is my problem. We don't have any organization. We're not together as a group of people. And so what happens? Well, everybody, everyone for himself. And so, yeah, you're going to get these guys to just go hog wild and attack the enemy. And then they provoke the enemy. They provide that defense. And a lot of it's intentional. There are right-wing fascists, actual sort of fascist right-wing people that want a small faction of right-wing people to take over. So they want the left to be provoked and more insane and not thinking straight. And there's always that strategy of keep everybody, chaotic, but keeping them unable to think straight. But this is not full war yet. We are in an antebellum period and all that. We're coming. This is a war is forming, but we're not there yet. And I don't even think, even in war, that's just not the right. It's just not the forward-thinking strategy. You know what I mean? Like, think Julius Caesar. You know what I mean? When Pompey's guys, hey, if you just stand still, we're not going to attack you. Why don't you think that strategically? What if Kaiser was like, nope, sorry, I'm not going to forgive anybody. Like, well, he wouldn't have won the war. He wouldn't have won the battle. Think seriously about this. Realize the danger we're in, and when you lash out at someone, realize the damage you're doing for yourself, your race, your sex, however anybody interprets you and categorizes you. It works against you when you lash out at people. Support what you care about instead of hurting what you don't care about. So let me try to reiterate and wrap up since I'm already rambling. We want to be strategic with our enemies. How do we treat our enemies? On the battlefield, you murder them and all that. Yes, of course, that's war. I'm not talking about that. How do you treat your enemies in general when you're not at war, when the battle's not raging? You want them to be comfortable. You want them to be safe. They want to feel safe. And you want them to feel respected. So you want them to feel comfort, safety, and respect. These are three things. If you do that, and what I'm saying is strategic about that is that it takes them off their guard. They're not attacking you because, first of all, they're not really the enemy. We all are. We're allowing this fascism to take over. It's not difficult to fight it. It's hard to get people together, but once we're together on the same page, it's going to be pretty instantaneous. I mean, if we are on the same page ever. It's straightforward. No one wants this. Everybody wants a wall between the countries. Nobody wants children having transgender surgeries. Both sides even think that. See, that's the thing. They don't realize these things are happening. So it's just a matter of allowing them to understand what's happening. If you had one-to-one representation in journalism, you would have everybody represented, right? So look at one-to-one representation. This is the solution. It's sustainable. Every single person is involved. You're not excluding anybody. I'm saying that non-Democrats need to come together, and if typically you will not. Typically, like if I was to say that right now, the people that would come together that are not Democrats, they're saying I'm not a Democrat. I want to come together with other people who are not Democrats. Those people would not include Democrats, and that's the problem. That's not one-to-one representation. One-to-one representation is every single person is involved. So the people who you think are sabotaging your organization are helping because they're joining the organization. That's the power of one-to-one. That's the magic of it. You can't hurt it. You can. What are you going to participate? You're going to donate money to it? I mean, So there's just it's really the answer that we're looking for. And the 11 words, if you're wondering, for a one-to-one representation are: periodically, each member may transfer their voting power to any member. And that's that. So let's remember, if so Christians should understand this, love your enemy, but I think they maybe need some concrete things. So what that looks like is seek comfort, safety, and respect for your enemies.